Hey, look. The ancient Jews used Hebrew as their numerical system, Each letter's a number. Like the Hebrew A, Aleph, it's 1. B, Bet, it's 2. You understand? But look at this. The numbers are interrelated. Like take the Hebrew word for father. Av, Aleph, Bet. 1, 2 equals 3. All right? Hebrew word for mother, Aim, Aleph, Mem. 1, 40 equals 41. Sum of 3 and 41, 44. All right? Now, Hebrew word for child. All right? Mother, father, child. Yelad. That's 10, 30, and 4. 44. Torah is just a long string of numbers. Some say that it's a code sent to us from God.
That's kind of interesting.
Yeah, that's just kid stuff. Check this out, okay? The word for the Garden of Eden, Kedem. Numerical translation, 144. Now the value of tree of knowledge, all right, in the garden, right? Eitz HaChaim, 233. 144, 233. And you can take those numbers. So
like the Fibonacci sequence? Fibonacci's an Italian mathematician in the 13th century. If you divide 144 into 233, the result approaches theta.
Theta?
Theta. The Greek symbol for golden ratio, golden spiral.
Wow. I never saw that before. That's like that series you find in nature? Like the face of a sunflower?
Wherever the spirals.
You see this math everywhere.
In ancient mystery school Pythagorean mathematics, there's only 9 numbers in the universe. 9 numbers. 10 is actually 1 plus 0, that's 1. Zeros are placeholders. That's a man-made creation. Creator's language is math. There's only 9 numbers in the universe. 1 through 9. The numbers have a resonance, a frequency, a deep sacred geometry. And that this 3, 6s, and 9s is special, or very special. Who said that? How about last century's greatest genius? Not Einstein, Nikola Tesla. Tesla taught his students John Keeley and Royal Raymond Rife and others. If humanity only knew the powers of the 3, 6s, and 9s, it would be a completely different universe. Not just world, universe, said Tesla. The alphanumerics, alphabet numbers, and alphanumerics of the English language, 1 through 26. But we talked about earlier, there's only 9 numbers, so you've got to use the Pythagorean mystery school math method of reducing the double digits into the single digit integers. So you take 1 through 9, 10 is 1 plus 0, that's 1, 11 is 1 plus 1 is 2, 1 through 9, 1 through 9, 1 through 8. Then he took the words faith, trust, and God. Oh, wow, isn't that interesting, he noted. They're all 8s, the infinity sign, God's number. 9 is completion. Now you might say, oh, well, that's nothing fancy. There's nothing, it's just interesting, but it doesn't prove anything. Here you go. In the Bible, the Creator never adds or subtracts, always multiplies. So you take the multiples of 8s. 1 times 8 equals 8, 2 times 8 equals 16, where 1 plus 6 is 7. 3 times 8 equals 24, where 2 plus 4 is 6. 4 times 8 equals 32, where 3 plus 2 is 5. Suddenly, eureka, you have a 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 9, 6, 5, countdown pattern. Perfect for the English language in reverse. There's a reversal here. Mathematical to language, alphabet. But interesting, when you then see, you take the English alphabet backwards to the English alphabet forwards, add them together, 8 plus 1 is 9, 7 plus 2 is 9, 6 plus 3 is 9, 5 plus 4 is 9, it's always 9. That means it's perfect. Math never lies. That's why it's God's language. 1 and 1 is always 2 unless you're a cheater, right? But what's fascinating and definitive is that you see that the English language that we're speaking today is laid out perfectly, mathematically, but backwards. Now you begin to see that there are sacred languages. The sacred languages were Hebrew, ancient Aramaic, Sanskrit, and Babylonian. That when people spoke those languages, there was a resonance of basic fundamental mathematics, a musical resonance in the voices, in the communications. People were singing together, not just speaking together. And that when they did that, it had this communion, interpersonal communication, communion from the hearts. And it had this uplift, spiritual, this blessing, anointing coming from the Creator so that we could be in communion. This whole process of pulling it down and together and being blessed with that flow of community and communication for divine communion, ultimately, the expression of divine in each of us. So this is what we realized. You read Hebrew from right to left. You read English from left to right. Flipped. Reversal. Now, this is absolutely certain. I showed you, for example, that X's are 6's. X's are 6's. So, to show you how this truth is infiltrated into our culture by design, not mistake, and that the global industrialists who have done that are still using it. And we see it, but we don't see it. We see it all the time, but we don't know it. Here are some examples. I actually, in the book, Death in the Air, decoded the Illuminati's code that you see in their logos. You see them all over. I'll give you some examples. X's are 6's. So are O's. So American Idol, which my family adores. I do too. Idol worship is on Fox. F-O-X. 666. But that's not where it ends. It's infiltrated completely into our culture. You sign your letters to loved ones, X's and O's at the bottom, kisses and hugs. You're writing 6666666. When you play tic-tac-toe, board X's and O's. At the end of the game, you got 6666666. 9 6's. 6 times 9 is 54. 5 plus 4 is 9, that's completion. End of the game. Rockefeller, Rothschild cartel. That they deceived the wealthiest men of all the nations and practiced sorcery. The root word of sorcery is pharmacopoeia. Pharmaceuticals is the root word of sorcery. And they cast magic spells to do it. It says that's exactly what the hypnosis machines called the television are. Casting magic spells, indoctrinating people into the cult, into the deceptions. Thank you to the Rockefeller cartel. Operating on behalf of the royalty of Europe and the banksters of Europe that are running Carnegie and Rockefeller institutes and foundations. The fundamental mathematics of this starts with the whole note in music, reflecting the whole cosmic system. Now imagine you were God for a minute. Just use your imagination. And you were all that was. Boring. You'd be bored. Moreover, think about this for a second. If you were all that was, if you expanded yourself as, let's say you were God, in all directions to infinity, in all directions, massive outward growth and beyond, until there was nothing else but you, there would be nothing else but you. That means everything and nothing is the same. Same. It's all in that one symbol. That's what that symbol represents. Now, the shortest distance between 2 points, the Creator and you, is a straight line. So you divide that. Now you've got the rudimentary 8, which is the infinity sign on its side. You see 45 degrees, 90 degrees, 180 degrees. It's all Masonic. It's all architecture. It's all sacred geometry. It's all the buried mathematics. Now flip this up. Look, you flip this one up here, flip this one down here. Now you got your X. That's how you came up with your X's, which are actually also alphanumerically the 6's, which I shared with you, is a symbol. Like you see how divide the 8 in half, you got your 3. But you also have this 6 here, which you cut off a little piece here, you got your 6, which represents the spiraling down from heaven to manifest into earth. And 9's the opposite, completion, going back up, rejoining Creator in the wholeness of heaven. That's the sacred understanding underlying our most fundamental mathematics.